Hello, good evening, Ms. Pelson. My name is Jake Sames, and I will be presenting and hopefully persuading you about the use of antibiotics. And so I chose antibiotics because I am really passionate about the subject. I'm writing my extended essay for IB over vaccination and how vaccination is sort of progressing and changing in ways that we don't want it to. And so I'm going to downgrade this a little bit to antibiotics and shift the focus a little bit. And so I'll start off with showing that antibiotics, they are good. So don't get me wrong, that's not the message I'm trying to send you here. However, the overuse of antibiotics can be negative and harmful to your health system. And so, for example, if you take not initially, if you take one Advil as the bottle instructs when you have a headache, then you should be fine. But if you continue using Advil every single time you get a headache, then you'll eventually need more Advil to cancel out that factor. And so what this is it's not abusing a drug, but simply your body adjusts to the drug in different ways as you continue using it. And so that one Advil that you use no longer is as strong as it once was because your body's like, oh, well, I know what that does now. So to make it have a stronger effect, or its normal effect, you have to do it over and over and over again, and you have to increase the dosage each time. And so that's what I'm trying to stray away from, and there's a few reasons why. So one, bacteria are battled when you do take antibiotics, which is great. That keeps your body healthy and it keeps you out of bed and going and working. But if you continue not letting any bacteria in your body with the use of antibiotics, then your immune system actually can be harmed. And so, for example, my aunt stresses this quite a bit for her younger daughter, I guess cousin it would be. And so she says that if her daughter is kept practically in a box or at home all the time without experiencing everything around her and made sure she has plenty of antibiotics in her, then she's not going to develop very much as a human. Her immune system's going to be pretty weak, and she's going to be susceptible to almost any flu or virus that comes around. So the minute that she does get out of that box and go out in the public, then she's going to be susceptible to any kind of disease that might just hit her because her immune system's not prepared. And so you have to have a strong immune system and able to build up this resistance to whatever happens in the world. And so this can happen a diversity of ways, but probably the easiest and simplest of ways is just being active and going and exploring. And so that means getting out of your house, being experienced, try different dialects of food, and so just these different things give your body different exposures to bacteria, and not all bacteria is bad, but the bad bacteria that is entered from the outer system to within your own system, your immune system gets familiar with it. And so, sort of like when you were a kid, when you first colored with a crayon, you're like, oh, that's green. That's what your immune system's doing. And so the very first time your immune system is a little thrown off and doesn't quite know what that color or that bacteria is going to do. And so with repetition and with more exposure to that one bacteria, and that bacteria is gained from exploring and diversifying your surroundings, then your immune system will become more familiar with what to do with that bacteria. So let's say the green bacteria, just for this example of what I'm saying, that's the good bacteria, it'll help you. And then the red bacteria, the bad bacteria, just once again for this example, if your body does come in contact with that red bacteria, the first time you might get sick. But battling antibiotics with it and not letting your immune system recognize that as a red bacteria and how to adapt with it, that might be negative for your body, because the next time you encounter that red bacteria, it's not going to be so happy. But if you let your body sort of go through it and be partly sickly, but not all the way, then your body, next time it encounters that red bacteria, will be much more quick to respond. And so this way your body can become more immune to all the other factors. And so the overuse of antibiotics limits that exposure process, and that makes your immune system weaker. And so that's what I'm trying to stress, is that overuse of antibiotics is not a good thing. And so if you do use antibiotics, please restrict the amount of use just so you can be healthy and live a healthy lifestyle. Thank you.